What's up, guys? It's Mike with Shallow Reefing coming back at you with another video. And you can see the tank looks different. I got rid of that giant Montipora and I have a new acro island starting over here. I'm going to turn off the flow for the most part. So I put two rocks in the place of where that giant Montipora colony was, with that huge rock there. I now have two different rocks. So I got a bubblegum digi right there, and another no-name acro, and two other no-name acros right there. Hopefully they're going to grow on this rock. But that is what I have done, and the tank definitely looks way different. Sorry, I should have moved that algae scraper farther away, but whatever. The tank looks way different now without that giant colony, and I am updating my testing to see where my parameters are now, to see if I need to tweak any of my calcium alkalinity requirements because of all the different elements and that the giant Montipora colony had been taken up. Dang, that's a good picture of Dory right there. Oh, nice. You're like never out and about. You guys actually have some more room to swim. Beautiful. Alright. So, moving on to the next update for what I have planned for my next endeavor. So you know how I have this, LED black box light over my frag tank? Well, this used to be over top the 80-gallon. But I had to have another one, so I have two of them laying right there. So I had one just, laying as a backup for, since 2007. And over here is what it is. It is a, Sigavle LED. You know what I'm saying. Chinese LED, can't pronounce it. But pretty much, I like how it's been doing as far as being a good LED light over the frag tank. So my plan is to start another frag tank. Is this gonna focus? There we go, it's focused. Start another frag tank, but have it down here where the refugium was. When I did my wire change, I kind of siphoned all of that out, so I got some rubble rock still at the bottom. I plan on doing the same thing I did with my skimmer. I'm gonna have a bunch of egg crate. I'm gonna raise it up on some PVC pipes and put it in here. Have the light going on. I'm thinking I'm gonna run on the same timer as my other LED light. That way I keep everything consistent. I don't really care about the day-night cycles with pH and running it opposite time. That's just too much. So I will buy some PVC and get some of the egg crate and start this new frag tank that I have going on, since I'm definitely running out of room in this tank. You can kind of see, it's giant, just ridiculous amount of coral. And over here I've been selling like crazy, and I still have, a lot of coral left over. I'm going to be fragging some more in the next couple of days. So I'll come back at you with the finished product. So I took apart the LED light that was under the tank, and this came with the tank, and it's probably 2015 or so, and I cleaned it out one time before. Now this doesn't look too bad, but the bottom part where the LEDs are, oh buddy, that is a lot of dust mixed with some salt creep. So this is kind of not doing too hot. You can kind of see there's some corrosion there. Now I'm hoping my other light, which is a little bit nicer than this older one, will do a little bit better under there. I gotta probably try to do something that deflects some of the water that could come up. Maybe add another plexiglass section. That way the evaporation is cut down. But man, salt water just destroys everything. Well, it's a good thing I kind of never throw anything away. So I did have some PVC pipe laying around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this 6 inches apart, have 4 legs, and put it on this egg crate I got. This egg crate, let me see if that, oh perfect, it focuses perfectly. Got this on Amazon. There's 4 sheets of it. It's about 6 inches by, I believe it's 12 inches. And it was just, $11. I get 4 sheets of it. And that's going to fit perfectly and just work out just great in the sump. And I'll even have leftovers, because you know in this hobby you always got to have leftovers. So I'm going to cut this apart, and then I'm going to drill a hole all the way through on each side, and then zip tie it up, and then we'll be good to go. And this will be done in like, I don't know, 15 minutes. Just give you guys a look of how it's going to be. It's going to be 6 inches up. That looks pretty good. I'm going to put a power head underneath, and it's going to blow across this way. So now all I gotta do is drill a hole through it, and got those zip ties. I'm gonna zip them up, and we'll be good to go. And I'll have probably enough room for, I don't know, 20 more frags, depending on how big they are, because my frags are kind of big. And I love this workbench, man. I don't know if I could ever, have a house without this nice workbench. Got everything I need right in here. Perfect. All right, let's drill them and then zip them. And there you have it, a nice little frag rack, all tied up, all zip tied. I only had one really thick zip tie, so it was this one, and I kind of cut the hole, or drilled the holes a little too far down. The other ones are pretty small and close to the top, so it was easier to zip tie them with the smaller zip ties. But it's finished. Now, time to put it to the tank. Time to take off the acrylic covers and put this guy in there. See how he fits. Maybe. Come on, move it. Rocks. Come on. There we go. Not too bad. That's not too bad. I do actually have more room than what I thought. Huh. Well, maybe I'll have an upgrade, or maybe I'll do another video one day and put an extra side little piece for the frags, for the frag rack. But let's take a look in the tank and see what's going on. So you can see, I have about 4 inches, maybe 5 inches running this way. So if I ever run out, I could always, add a little section over there. But this is fitting pretty snug in there. I like it. Fits very nicely in that 40-gallon breeder. So you see there's power head running there. It's going to kick on some flow, and then it's going to circulate everything around. Now the one problem is, I do have those pH, salinity, and temperature probe right there for the apex. Now I have read where you can see how there's kind of some algae and everything built up on it, that if you do have it in light as opposed to being in the sump, you will get all that coralline algae, and it will reduce the life expectancy of your pumps, or of your probes, sorry. Now I would put it in this chamber, but you can see I have huge surface agitation there, and I really don't want to put it over in my return section, because you shouldn't do it there. Well, I could, let's see that plate drop in the water. Could put it here. This looks to be about the most stable with the least amount of bubbles, because you do have the you got the protein skimmer there, and micro bubbles will go. I'll have to figure it out. Well, I might be running into a predicament. If I route the wires here with the probes, they're going to be coming straight down from here. And that's going to be right in the middle of all my maintenance and how I access the sump and get over here. Don't worry, I'll fix all this crap later. But I'm thinking if I can move the dosing pumps, I move the dosing pumps outlets from the back wall to the side. And that will drop right down by the UV sterilizer, and it's giving surface agitation to mix everything up, and it sterilizes the water. I mean, it's underpowered as heck, but whatever. It might be doing something. Who knows? So that could work. And then I have the back area as a little bit less turbulent. I don't know. I think that could work, because now over here it's more turbulent. I just don't want any micro bubbles to get in there and mess things up. But I mean, my conductivity probe's already, way off anyway, because all these little micro bubbles keep getting into it, and it drives me bonkers. Alright, I think I'm going with the back wall. I've decided it. So one big tip that I want to say to everyone, if you have any of these like Via Spectra, this is like a first edition of like the Via Spectra, I would say, these black box LED lights, is to get an acrylic plate here to diffuse the light. Now, I run it over my frag tank for evaporation purposes, but I'm noticing that it blends the light spectrum way better because, you know, these individual diodes, they just don't have the same lenses that you're going to get on the high-end ones. But, you know, all these high-end lights are making diffuser plates like Aqua Illuminations and Radeon. So, I mean, I see this acrylic plate as a diffuser plate. I also see it as preventing evaporation in my sump, and I see it as protecting the light because I'm hanging this light super close to the water level. So this is going to be 4 or 5 inches off the water level, so I know the spectrum blending is going to be just garbage. But with that, you know, acrylic plate, it will be a little bit diffused, and it's going to also be protected with my little housing, so there's no way this is going to fall in. Now, the downside of these lights is that they are impossible to program. These little channel things here, I mean, you program it with a remote. I mean, it is what it is. You're paying for the, you know, lower quality stuff. It was like $100 for each one of these lights. But they do put out a ton of power, and you can see below, this is just like not even at 50% each channel, and it's just super blue and looks great. I have no question that this will grow coral, and hopefully once I get it all set up, I will have some coral growing down here in the near future. So far, so good. I have the intensity on the blue channel set to 20% and the white channel at 5, because this par is going to be kicking it. So this is about 5% less than the one over the tank, and the one over the tank is sitting probably double the distance above the water level. So this will mostly be for hopefully acropora, because I'm going to kick up the flow with that high door in there, and that's going to be a 1100 gallon per hour pump. So that should kick up everything. Now all I gotta do is just clean all that crap off the bottom. But if you stay to the end, I will show you a special clip for everyone else who has been watching to the very end. I know a lot of you guys have been expecting it, so I want to show it to you. So if you stuck around to the end of the video, the new arrival, Daniel Scott, who came in on President's Day. So hopefully I'll be able to take care of him and the reef tank at the same time. He's actually a really well-behaved baby. He's so great. So no problems so far with him. But if you like what you see here, you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe I'll put Daniel in some of the videos.